Hi and welcome to One Week at a Time. My name's Brett Burden. I want to talk to you about balance. Often when we talk to new clients about where they're at and what they're feeling, they often talk about the lack of balance they have in their life. Now this is something we do with new clients. We get them to do what's called a pre-work. You're not going to be able to see that, but this is the outcome of what a pre-work looks like. And this area here is meant to be reasonably round, and of course in this case it's not. So some of the weaknesses this particular client has is in marketing, and the other area here is strategic planning and balance. So this is a fairly typical sort of outcome. So let's have a look. Let's just have a look at balance and have a chat about how we can get more balance into our life. First of all, balance is you're going to need discipline. So number one, discipline's important, and discipline's all about self-mastery. Now I'm not going to go into self-mastery today because that's a whole new subject on its own, but what the essence of self-mastery is all about is understanding you, knowing how you tick, what makes you happy, what motivates you, and so on. And once you've got that, that's what we call self-mastery. So you can't have balance, or you can't lead other people until you know you, until you know yourself pretty well. Now, one of the things that causes people to have a lack of balance in their life is the way they deal or don't deal with stress. Okay, it's probably the most common attribute in people who don't have balance is they don't have the tools. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of those tools today. Now, just on that, right here is one of those tools, a list, 100 ways to cope with stress. And if you'd like this document, obviously give us a yell. More than happy to send it along to you. I'm not going to go through all 100 with you today. I'll just go through a couple. But these are things that I know have helped clients of mine and even myself over time as well. So first of all, you need to be a great delegator. Okay. Well, I won't go into that because I have done a 1 week at a time session on delegation, but this comes back to being disciplined. That's why I was saying you need to have discipline to get balance back in your life. So learn how to delegate, number one. Number two, put problems into perspective. Often what stresses us out and gets us feeling, sick mentally and physically is, the mistakes, the potential mistakes or problems that occur during the day. The thing is, what we need to do is just put those into perspective, because you think about the amount of problems and mistakes that you've made over your life, but we get over those things in time, most of the time. So the first thing we just need to do is have a think about, is this really an issue? And if it is an issue right now, is it going to be an issue in a month's time or a week's time or in 6 months' time? And if not, and it'll wash away, then we need to be able to just compartmentalise that and put it away and deal with it right there and then move on. Okay, got some good articles on how you can do that as well. The other thing, transitional rituals. All right, so what we're talking about there is being able to transition out of that stress. So if work can be stressful, you don't want to take that work home with you. So what are you going to do to transition from work to home, to relax? So that's another thing that you can do. Have a think about what makes you happy. That's why I say you've got to get introspective with yourself first and really understand you and what makes you happy, and then start doing those things. So a transitioning ritual might be, for example, the first thing you do when you get home is take the dog for a walk, or play with the dog, or take your kids to the park if you have kids, and throw a ball, kick a ball, hit a ball, whatever. Or even before you get home, perhaps you've got a favourite band that you used to listen to when you were a teenager that got you, fired up. Maybe that's an idea. Plug that, have that just always sitting in the car there ready to go. So as soon as you hit the car, you're back in a different land, a totally different time. So these are all tools that can help you de-stress yourself by the time you get home. One of the things I would suggest that you don't do, and this is not me preaching, it's just suggesting that it's not a good idea. Don't have your traditional ritual as getting home and having a drink, as in a beer or a wine. only because that can really create some bad habits there. So think about some of the positive things that you can do. And I'm not against having a drink, because I do like a wine myself and a beer. But that's probably a bad place to go. Anyway, have a think about some of those transitional rituals for you. I think the thing I would like to say is well-being doesn't come about by being happy all the time. Okay, that's delusion. You don't want to go there. It is about understanding you and what makes you happy and doing those things. Okay, so I often talk to my clients about, what is it for you? What was it when you were a kid, lying in bed, going to sleep? What were the things that you really wanted to do? I know a couple of friends of mine have just got back into live music, playing live music. They had a band back when they were teenagers, and they've just got the band back together again, and they're playing in clubs and pubs around the town and really enjoying themselves. I used to go to bed thinking about motor racing. So I, recently went out and bought myself a little car, a track car. So I'm now doing the state championship, loving it, absolutely having a ball. So sometimes if I do happen to, feel a bit stressed or not happy about the way things are going, I've got this release that really lifts me up. So for you, is it exercise? Some people actually get stressed about having to do exercise, but there will be something out there that is a good exercise that you will like, and that would certainly be worthwhile having a think about as well. Anyway, just a few ideas. Have a think about those. It's all simple stuff, I know. All the things I've just talked about are simple things, but it's about doing it. It's about discipline and self-mastery. Sit down with yourself one day and have a bit of a chat and find out what it is that you want to do with to have fun and enjoy yourself. All right. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.